Today we're going to be doing a fantasy draft rebuild challenge that I did last year that I consider to be one of the more difficult ones out there. We're going to be drafting at pick 32. And I know you're thinking, wow, you're going to have just a really good first pick in the next round. But no, we're going to be on the standard non-snake style, which means we're going to be at pick 32 every single round. To top that off, we're also going to be having this CPU draft for us. If you want to see the one where I drafted the team instead of the CPU, maybe that'll be at the end annotation, or just find it on the channel. I think we were the Jaguars. We were at pick 32 every single round. We drafted. Pretty straightforward. This one, like I said, the CPU is going to be drafting. We're going to kind of watch them as they draft, see maybe the thought process and, kind of when players go. And then we'll sim it, and then we'll have the unfortunate task to try and rebuild them. Without further ado, let's get into this, where I'm going to have to keep simming until I finally get the Steelers at 32. I promise it didn't take forever to get to 32, but we're finally here. Looking at some of the players that went, in the 20s, you had Myles Garrett at 20, surprisingly. That's really late. Amon-Ra St. Brown at 21, Jair at 22, Jen Daniels at 23, TJ Watt at 24, Jamar Chase at 25, Max Crosby at 26, McDuffie at 27, Aiden Hutchinson at 28, Denzel Ward at 29, AJ Brown at 30, and Fred Warner at 31. Kind of curious to see the kind of names that are still remaining. If you wanted QB, don't. Please, Pittsburgh, do not do this. Dak's still a superstar. It's over. Dak Prescott, you are a Steeler. Oh, don't do it, dude. You have Dak, and that's basically it. Is Aaron Rodgers really a 77 overall in Madden now? I mean, he's not playing well, but I'd say like 80. 80's still pretty fair. I guess Russell's all the way down to a 78. What file am I on? Is this actually accurate? Like, Darnold's only a 77. Bo Nix at 76. I don't know. But what other options does this team have? Wide receiver, I think this is a little bit too low of overalls for them to go wide receiver. Edge, don't really think, maybe you go with like Rousseau. Joey Bosa is a little bit too low. Mac, maybe, hopefully not. Some corners. I'm going to be real with you, though. Like, if I had the choice to choose, like, who to draft for this team right now, it probably would be, like, Josh Hines-Allen or Greg Rousseau. So, the options aren't crazy good. Let's see what the Steelers come up with, though. And they take Marlon Humphrey. Okay, I can live with that. I can live with it. 28 years old, superstar dev. I can live with Marlon Humphrey. I can. Do you have any other edge rushers here? That's the question. You got some DT-age. You still have Greg Rousseau. I'm a little surprised that he's still here. Please just take Greg Rousseau. All I ask is, if you take Greg Rousseau, you could take nothing but bums the rest of the draft. Nope, he went to the Saints, literally a pick later. Okay. Okay, though. Alex Highsmith, superstar dev, 27 years old. I can live with that as well. I can absolutely live with that as well, especially as the Steelers. It's kind of cool, actually. But let's move on to the next pick now, where they take Zay Flowers. I can live with Zay Flowers, too. I mean, these guys aren't, obviously Zay specifically, they're not super old, right? You can definitely use these guys for a good 3 to 5 seasons. So I'm not too mad with that. What do we get this time? Brian Branch, not a bad pick either. Star dev, 22 years old. Okay, a couple of youthful players in a row. We'll say not the toughest positions to get. Corner and, well, I guess safety, sort of. But I feel like I can get players like them somewhat easily. What do we get this round? We get Jahmyr Gibbs. Okay. The Steelers are absolutely cooking right now. They're actually landing some pretty damn good players. Let's see what we do. One of these is going to be like an old player, right? Tyler Smith. Hold on. They're actually doing better than I think we did when I chose pick 32. Okay, okay, yeah, okay, there is a bad decision for you. As far as the options go, though, like, who would you have taken? Levis? Like, there's really no options, you need QB. He was kind of your last choice. Seems like that always happens, though. The AI, for us specifically, always chooses Penix. I'm not sure why. Then they take Shakir, which, he's young. I've seen him develop to superstar pretty consistently. I think we could have done better, though. I really do. I think Romeo Doubs would probably still be there, to be honest. Christian Watson was. If Christian Watson was still there, Romeo Doubs would have been. Like, same overall, but actually a boundary wide receiver. It's fair enough, though. Then they take, ooh, there's a bad pick. Levante David. Love Levante David. Super good player for super long, super dependable, but he's 34. All right, he's 34 years old. I don't know what you want for pick 10. Might be, we'll go to 15 and watch the, we'll sim after that. Dory Jackson, not a good pick either. So a bit of a good run and then just utter disaster. Utter disaster. What's next? Darnell Wright, fair enough. He's really young still. Got yourself a lineman. Then we have another draft pick. Let's see what we got this time. Nwosu, do not like that pick, like, at all. Go into round 14 now, or we're headed to 14. Pick 13 was Hunter Henry. That sucks, because that means they're going to be passing on tight end pretty much entirely now. Round 14, what do we got? We have Will Fries. Sure. If he does, he does. And then for the final pick, we'll watch as we're going to sim on from there. Puna Ford. Okay, so they went on like a generational run of ass. Darnell Wright isn't really a part of that, but like, yeah, it's not good. The first first six picks were actually really, really good. And then honestly, the rest, there was a couple in there. 2 of them that were decent, were pretty terrible. But hey, I'll take the top 5 being good and then the next 10 being bad. I really don't care. Let's sim to the end of the draft, see where we're at. Wow. Is this because it's offline? Did you see how fast that was? That literally zoomed. That is crazy. Quarterbacks, though, let's take a look. Michael Penix. Running back, you have Marshawn Lloyd backing up Gibbs. So you got 2 not star, but 2 young running backs. Wide receivers, lacking in height. This is basically the Baltimore Ravens. Literally everyone that matters on this group is short as hell. Tight ends, Jelani Woods, I don't even think he's hidden dev or star dev anymore, so could use a new tight end. Left tackles, who is it? Orlando Brown. Ugh. Tyler's obviously great. Cade is meh. Fries is meh. Darnell Wright's solid. Left end needs work. Right end needs work. DTs need work. Outside linebacker needs work. Middle linebacker is horrible. Highsmith is great. Corners need work outside of Humphrey. Free safety needs work. Strong safety is good. So, yeah, I mean, it was really outside of those top 5 picks and then like 2 players, they did kind of sell. But that's fine because it was really good in those top 5, which are, some of the most important picks. So I can live with it. If I could trade for anyone, though, if we're just going to let me just tinker a little bit in there, maybe you let me get a middle linebacker and a safety, or a middle linebacker and a tight end, maybe even a safety, but probably the middle linebacker, tight end. It just those, if you don't mind. We'll see. I'm not going to overtrade, so whatever happens, happens. We trade Jojuan Williams. Is that Jojuan? Is he really only 26? Wow, I feel like the Patriots drafted him like 42 years ago. Am I crazy? Well, either way, I was, completely lost there. We get Darnell Washington. I was going to go for Tucker Kraft, but he's a 77 overall star. Not only would it have cost a lot to get him, but he's already kind of developing, on his own. Whereas Darnell, I want to see if we can develop him. And we trade Hunter Henry over for Peyton Wilson. I know he's already 24, but I want another Steeler. Why the hell not? And that's really where I'm going to leave it. Maybe we've created the greatest team ever because of those 2 trades, but that is as far as I want to go. The rest we're going to be doing the old-fashioned way of drafting and crying. Also, do I not... Oh, crap. Do we have enough players? Because I kind of want to go to a 4-3. Like, if you can do a rebuild where you are in a 4-3, just do it. Oh, all his ability slots are glitched out anyways. I don't give a damn. Put him at right end. But yeah, I mean, you might as well. 3-4s just suck ass in Sims, so we're going to a 4-3. We need a lot of work. This team is kind of perfect, to be honest, because I worry sometimes that the CPU is still going to draft someone goated because we're a user, but no... They said, don't worry, we got you, buddy. We'll give you a proper challenge. We'll give you the first 5, making you feel good, maybe the first 6, and the rest is going to be completely ass. Don't worry. 25 now, Indiana Jones now, COD now, FC now, COD now, Indiana Jones now, 25 now. Yeah, here is the squad, the pick 32, every single round CPU draft roster. They have a couple of players, right? We have Gibbs and Zay Flowers and some defenders, but there's also a lot of positional need. QB, O-line, probably, potentially at least, tight end. Defensively, need a linebacker or 2. Maybe even Peyton Wilson as an outside linebacker. He actually goes up 2 overall, so maybe not. Free safety, 2 DTs, a left end, a corner or 2. There's a lot to replace, but at the same time, they also do give us a couple of core guys, cornerback, right end, safety. That's kind of it. And then obviously some few players on offense. But yeah, QB is definitely going to be a problem. We have the Steelers offense with the Buffalo defense of the 4-3. And whatever happens, happens. Draft pick-wise, if we get a quarterback in the first round, because we have a top 10 pick, or somehow this team surprises everyone. No 5th or 6th, but we actually traded those off, didn't we? I don't know if we traded the 6th. We definitely traded the 5th. Bunch of 7th round picks anyways, though. Let's get on with it, though, and see how this first year is going to shape up. $141 million, and half of the players that were drafted in the first part of the draft, top 10, kind of there. Not really half, but a lot of them, 2 or 3, got to pay them, right? They're kind of expensive, but at the same time, in a normal franchise, they would be even more expensive. So with that being said, we definitely aren't worried about it. Marshawn Lloyd, I guess, why not re-sign him? Clark, he's actually like kind of one of our youngest corners and our highest potential corners. What is he looking like? Not really great. So we're probably going to move on from him as well. So we'll grab the 2 guys that you knew we were going to grab, and the rest are kind of like either mentor, about to retire players, or just not worth it. Will Fries, I'll get a contract too, just because I want to limit the amount of positions that we need to replace in the draft. The team actually made the playoffs. Okay, this is a turnaround of the ages. This is like the clutchest clutch up of all clutch ups. The team, it's fair enough, right? Win 3 games, lose 5, 6. 5, that is 5. 3-5, 3-6, and then finishing 9-8. 3-6, then finishing 9-8, while being in the AFC North, in the AFC in general, with all of these crazy playbooks that the AFC just loves to have. Let's take a look. Was that the Chargers, or did Derrick Henry return to the Titans? I couldn't really see that. It kind of went by quick. Gibbs was all right. Penix was all right, but obviously I wanted more. Receivers were okay. Zay Flowers is the only one that really had numbers, though. O-line, tackles weren't great. Kind of expect that, though, at this point. And Wosu was pretty good. Highsmith was decent. DTs were pretty much irrelevant. Levante David had 8 interceptions. Will still probably retire. Branch has a chance at a dev up with his 5 picks. 2 4 interception seasons for the 2 cornerbacks. Kicking was horrible. Punting was just good enough. But the team's in the playoffs. I mean, I'm really surprised by this. I really am. Especially with such a bad-looking offense on paper. The Saints have Lamar Jackson. Derrick Henry is a Charger. Okay, it's not, what I thought. I thought he went back to the Titans. I don't know why I saw the Titans in that little image, but it wasn't. But the Steelers, even though this could be as far as they go this season, did find their way in the playoffs at 9-8. That might kind of ruin us for trying to get a QB, but hey, I cannot hate on making the playoffs. Here we go to the end of the game. Chiefs score 7, and the Steelers score a whole bunch of nothing. 14-0 now, nearing the end of the second quarter, and just 0 points. The defense is doing an okay job, but the offense is doing nothing. 17-0 at this point with how bad the offense is pretty damn good. Now, however, even though we scored a touchdown, the game is over. 31-7, the offense looks terrible. Could it be the scheme? Sure. Was it probably the fact that our quarterback's super low overall and threw 2 picks? Yeah, probably. Gibbs, not the best. Jacobs, pretty good. Who was their quarterback, actually? Bryce Young. I wonder what his overall is these days, because he's had a nice little comeback, a little turnaround lately, so we'll see what his dev is and all that. But Aiden Hutchinson, 2 sacks. Dalvin with a sack. Highsmith with a sack. A half for Peyton and Puna. As far as the kicking goes, of course, Bass missed the kick because he's Bass removed the B. We are now advancing to the Super Bowl, where we do see that Chargers team we were just talking about, and then, of course, the MVP of the league-led team, the New Orleans Saints, who will have the Saints win the Super Bowl. So Lamar Jackson wins the Super Bowl. Let's take a look at what dev-ups we might have had. Probably none, let's be honest. Offensively, none. Not even Darnell, not Penix, none of the receivers, running back, nothing. Defensively, all Brian Branch. Okay, that's great. Brian Branch is going to be a beneficiary of that dev up. Not necessary. He's only 22 years old, already a 90 overall. Lost a tackle for some reason. But you know what? Especially when we have no dev ups besides him, I'll be grateful. I'll be happy that we at least got somebody up in dev. Levante David decided not to retire, which I suppose is a good thing. He had a really good season, and obviously I don't want to replace yet another position. The speed is lacking, but he's still really smart, still pretty solid, and obviously an X factor. So we'll just be happy with another year of him, right? Do need a lot, though. We talked about, most of the things, if not everything that we mentioned before the season are still positions of need, right? We still need those positions we talked about. Maybe you can get away with Penix being the starter again, especially if the QB class is weak, but as far as everyone else, yeah, those other positions do need an upgrade. And even though we're probably going to be looking to replace him anyways, Clark is still young enough. I was going to give him a contract, I guess not. See you later, buddy. I'm hoping there's some decent free agents. Who is this guy? Elijah Chapman. He was a pretty low overall before the season started. What a weird build. It's weird to say that because I imagine he's a real-life person, right? 6 foot tall, 278. I'm rooting for this guy to cook in real life. I'm going to pay him. I don't care. I'm rooting for him to win. I'm rooting for he's got a weird build, and I like the weird builds. Those are kind of long shots, right? Like, I don't know if he was like a touted, decent star prospect, whatever, but somebody that hasn't really shown anything potentially, being that short and that size is probably like really long shot, right? You're looking at that, a bunch of names of like, okay, who could be a guy? Seeing that, you're like, what the hell? That no shot. But for us, yes, I'm gonna start him. You know what? Unless we find somebody in free agency or the draft, I'm going to start him. He's got potential. I believe in him. Free agency, you got a running back. Don't need a running back. You got a tackle. Could use one, but David Bakhtiari is pretty much done in real life. And then you have a running back, 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 a right end, a running back, a running back, a running back, a running back. So, I mean, a few running backs, believe it or not. Zadarius Smith is here, but that's a one-year type of player. And as expected, you're just, you're not going to find any, unless you need a running back once again, any long-term starters in free agency this early on. And I think we will actually try to go for Anthony Bradford here. He's a 78 overall, 24-year-old. So, I mean, why not, right? He's probably better than somebody we're using in the O-line. I know our center is pretty low of an overall. Left end, no. Right end, not really. DT. This actually that was DT. Right end, Rook, maybe. Should we? Let's offer Rook, especially since he seems to want to be here, right? Rook for a 2-year. I'll do 1 year because best case scenario, he's a god. We want to pay him as soon as possible. Worst case scenario, he sucks, and you have him a 2-year. It's like no matter what, you kind of want to get that contract here or gone instantly. Anything else though, probably not going to happen. Right? We were even lucky to see the people we did see. Corners, Fulton. I mean, we could get Clark back, but. Now that you look at all these players, he blends in, which is not a good thing. You do not want to blend in. There's certain situations in life maybe you want to blend in, but this is not one of them, right? If I'm looking at all these players and they all kind of look the same, those ratings aren't really standing out, and I'm not really super interested. Do I keep them? I mean, Jerry Jones is arguably better, no? Awareness, what about, like, all the other stuff? Catching, 70... Yeah, I guess Clark's a little bit better. Why not? So we're officially in the draft, and the quarterbacks are not bad. However, everyone else is. Ooh, this quarterback and this quarterback kind of fell off a little bit, but pretty much everyone else kind of is. David Brady looks pretty good. He's around, top 5. The other guys, round 1, Toomer, 1, 2. The problem, they're all top 5s, but also the rest of the class kind of ass. Langford, probably going to be our guy. I kind of believe in Penix a little bit. Of course, Shade is going to be a guy I go for. 357. He's a big fella. So I think with that being said, we're just going to move on to 20. We're going to slow sim just in case QB doesn't go. But I kind of expect you to be this high. You probably need a QB. I mean, we're already offline moves though. It's very smooth. I was always under the impression, like in the past, for a little while I would do offline. I'm like, wow, this is really fast. And then as the game kind of, got older and older, the months went on, it got slower. But right now, this is kind of moving. So I don't know. Usually the sim is slower too for me, but it's actually faster in this case. And there goes the other quarterback. I don't know. I wasn't really feeling it. I mean, yes, obviously Penix is 25 now. Still a good overall though. And here we are, needing edge, sort of. I didn't really pay attention to edge too much because I just thought they would all be kind of gone by 20, but there are some names, I will admit. We do have a cornerback, Thomas Evans. He was pretty damn good, but I don't know the man coverage, so I'd be taking a guess on a slower corner. Maybe I do take a look at one of these pass rushers. I kind of just we have Nwosu, we have guys there, so I'm kind of like, yeah, we could use a pass rusher, but it's not like the biggest need. But yeah, looking at it right now, especially at pick 20, this many decent players looking here, probably will go edge. McCoy looks pretty good, looks prototypical as well. Chris Alexander, not that fast, looks good with the power move, but I believe just enough in Devin McCoy that I'm gonna go for him. I don't know if I like the block shit, I don't know if I like the pursuit, some of these other ratings, but I think with the A-finesse and the athleticism at that size, I think this is, even if he's a normal guy, going to be a 73 overall player plus, and that's what matters. I apparently have this on still. I didn't know. 19 true talent. Unfortunately, normal dev. I had a thought that could have happened, but should be in the 73 range, like I said. We're right in the second round now. We have Daniel Loper. He looks decent. Throw power's a little low, but with that athleticism, I'm guaranteeing this guy's star, but he's going to be a low overall. My mind is telling me grab that dude, but with all the needs we have on the team, I think the smart thing is to not do that. I think the smart thing is to probably trade this back to the start of the third. Grab, if we can, Langford, Shade, and Craver. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to pull that off, but that's what I'm going to try to do. I think that's the smart thing to do. That quarterback probably will be star, maybe even superstar. Would not surprise me. Pick 70 is not my best work, but, I mean, it's giving me a fourth-round pick that I might be able to, combo with something to maybe grab, a trade up or two. So, that's what I'm going to do. The quarterback's still there on top of it. But Langford, I think, is going to be the guy just because I've seen the tight end go. And, I think this guy's going to be pretty good. 73, 74 overall as well. 23 true talent. Another normal, though, unfortunately. A lot of A's in there, but a little disappointed, I can't lie. I don't want to really risk anyone else. So let's go to the Niners and the Raiders. 2 4s and a 7th with a 5th next year to move up to 72. Keeping pick 20 intact. The problem is, if we decide to go with a DT or whatever, like we said, we'd basically be, selling the entire rest of the draft out for that, which, I guess, but I don't know, dude. We need this DT, I feel. He's kind of raw, but he's a round 1 true talent. He's a nose tackle, so he doesn't really fit what we need, but he's a round 1 talent. Like, that's 74 plus overall. I got to go for him. I have no choice. 13 true talent, and hidden dev. It's a weird one because it's not the right scheme, but at the same time, it is what it is. We have, obviously, a couple players we could trade up for. Craver and the quarterback. I'm just going to wait until one of them's gone. The quarterback, I'd be willing to take a chance at this point, but I don't think I'm going to trade up for him. So we're going to move down to, well, where one of them goes. Okay, so I guess we are going QB, which I really don't know if I like. I think the QB is going to be a hidden. I really do, but at the same time, he is risky. This is very risky, so whatever. We're moving up 8 spots. It's going to cost us more than a 7th. It will. We're going to have like 1 7th left if we're freaking lucky. Yeah, like I said, if we're lucky, I'm going to try to push a player onto them. Skylar Thompson, who's got a lot of years, but who cares? All right. If this guy's hidden dev, we have decent trade fodder, though, with Michael Penix, which is something. Definitely something to note. Do we have anyone else? We have a couple of day 3 to 4 linemen, which, once again, if this guy is hidden dev, we can trade up using Penix. He's raw, but he's just got one of those hidden dev builds. Daniel Loper, 22 years old, 112 true. And yeah, like I said, hidden dev. I would not have hated him at pick 20. And the fact that it's almost pick 20 in the following round, that's not too bad. We're going to move down a little bit until we're down to like 1 or 2 linemen, which I think those might actually be 2 of our linemen. Did that 1 lineman go, by the way? He did. I'm curious. But yeah, the craziest, EA made that name up type of names. Also, we have a middle linebacker here, too. Tyler Justice. He's raw, but he's fast. I'm going to go to the next round. Actually, I'm going to try to see if there's a team with 2 picks. Any team with 2 picks here? The Eagles. Let's see. I don't think they need a QB, but if they do, please trade with us. Wait, what are the actual odds? They probably took QB in the first round, but that's not my problem. They don't want the QB, don't take them. That's all I can say left. 3 years left as well. I'm trying to get greedy just in case. I want to make sure we're getting our values worth. Yeah, like I said, we might have been owed more than that. So the Eagles just supplemented a crazy draft from us. Not from us, but for us. Hopefully one of those linemen are there because I'm going to go linebacker at 24. I probably could have traded up, but hopefully there's just one of them there. There is. There's 2. Childress automatically just because he actually has some size. Nate Childress. Hidden dev is not present, unfortunately. Now move on to the next pick where I probably take the other lineman if he's there, which he is. 24 in the 4th. So all those picks kind of misleading a little bit, right? They really weren't as good as I thought. Oh, all the safeties are pretty raw, but there was a couple in there. Silas Kelly with the speed, taking a chance. I don't like that 214. 214 true. Oh, Lord. That is not good. Let's move to the next round, though. See who's there. Probably take another linebacker trading up. Not our best work, but we're making some plays. We've got a couple of plays here and there that are coming into effect. We're going to go to the Ravens, and then the rest of the draft is whatever at that point. I'm not going to do anything much more for trade-up-wise. Don't want to dip into next year, especially since we might be a team that missed the playoffs. Really shocked that we even made it this year. We traded a 4th and a 5th to move up to the Ravens pick. I'm a little surprised they took that. I feel like maybe we would have had through a 6th or a 7th in there, but we didn't have to. With this pick, Tyler Justice for sure. I don't care what his overall is. He's fast. He's got potential automatically. 67 true. And yeah, I mean, you can kind of see it from a mile away a little bit, but still, it's nice to actually see that hidden dev. What a pick. Now at 26 in the 4th, we look for the fastest remaining player, who is, of course, going to be Mr. Nick Duncan, 23 years old, blazing speed, superstar dev. What are the odds? 71 true. Damn, I was believing in it. Really, really athletic, though. But yeah, obviously normal dev. Not quite what we're looking for. Here we go with the draft recap. Okay, so the quarterback's 69 overall. That would have been a real misstep if not for the hidden devness. But you have a 75 overall DT, 74 tight end, 74 pass rusher, 73 center. The big problem is the vast majority of these players are normal dev, right? So I'm hoping that Loper, hoping the linebacker, superstar, X Factor maybe, 7. Number 7 is definitely something. I get it, he's a mobile quarterback, but I don't know. But let's go with number 1. I don't know. Let's go number 9. Why not? What's the dev? Superstar? It's got to be. Damn, okay. I'm a little surprised it wasn't superstar. We'll take it. Higher potential by a mile than Penix in-game. I don't know what in-game means when the guy's literally not even a real person, but Penix, obviously, he's just fake. But yeah, the potential's there. Rookie of the year. Just rookie stats, rookie XP these days is just ridiculous. Justice, of course, the one player that's a freaking X Factor, the guy that actually has crazy dev is the one guy that was a day 3. Obviously, why wouldn't he be? Even though, McCoy and these other guys are normal dev, we still want to see those ratings. McCoy, 81 finesse, he's a great player. Automatically a great player, 81 finesse. Right out the gate, 88, maybe 89 by the end of the year, even as a normal dev, and then, chance at rookie of the year, just like we talked about with the quarterback. I don't really like 50 for an edge rusher too much, but unless we go into the 90s, it doesn't really seem like he had much of a choice. Langford, does he need to play left end or right end? I think he does need to play left end because of Highsmith playing right. Langford, pretty raw, but he's got some athleticism. He's good enough. He'll be the starter because, once again, the rookie XP is off the charts this year. Kirk was a hidden dev, actually. I forgot. I thought he was normal, but he's not. Really doesn't fit the scheme. Might even end up as a trade piece. Feeling superstar and feeling wrong. Star dev. Never mind. I really can't remember all of the names of the players we had a chance at. Was Ezekiel Sutton one of them? Apparently so. Hidden dev. We're number 54 at the edge spot. I mean, we're just... These teams drafting these edge rushers in the first round, we're just all struggling. We're all struggling to find a damn number. 23. This guy did look promising, but he was 23. Hidden dev. Watch you be like an X Factor. I would not regret it, though, because what am I supposed to do? Take a guy that's 2 years older that looks similar? Like, what am I supposed to do? And he's only star anyways. 2 years to get star dev is basically what you're giving our guy, right? Which is like, yeah. Oh, that quarterback was an 80 overall, by the way. Yeah, I think we could hit that number if we had to, which, I guess we kind of sort of do. Pretty much all those edge rushers were hidden dev, though, so we did technically make the wrong call, but we'll see whose guy is the best in the end. That's all I can really say about that. Not even like a talking crap moment, just like we'll genuinely see. I don't know. But let's take a look at that 80 overall. Everyone else looks pretty standard. David Brady, 80 overall hidden, 89 medium, 86 short, 96 throw power, with just enough athleticism to roll out. If somebody's, if nobody's open, there's not really anyone pressuring or getting through there, you can sneak out. Superstar dev as well. Really good QB. Season 2, we got a brand new quarterback. He's down to a 69 overall. Not even really down. That's how he spawned. That's him. That's just him. Wide receivers, I'm not a huge fan. I'm not, but what can I do? They're technically one of our stronger position groups. Gibbs, not the best season, but he's a good player. Offensive line, got a new center in Childress. realized that I don't need Bradford, so I'm not really sure what I'm doing here, but we got money, why not? Langford, the starting tight end with potential. Probably going to go with the Falcons playbook. Seen in one of our latest sim videos. It wasn't that good, but at least it's not OP. Kelly, the free safety. I mean, he's got a lot of speed. He reminds me of Gore in our Saints franchise that you guys don't want to watch. But yeah, he's got potential. Wow, thank God he's better injury than hit power than this, though. 58 catch, 47 in hit power. Maybe I should just start Hooker. I don't know. Who cares? We'll get a high draft pick if we suck. We'll make the playoffs if we don't. So win-win. Regardless, Season 2 underway. Not really a great season, I'll be honest. Highsmith needs a contract. He's getting it. Wright getting the contract. Wilson, he's 81 overall, so he'll get the contract. Orlando Brown will not. Darius will not. Rook will not. And the rest are kind of backups. Levante is going to just straight up retire, I'd imagine. Bass has been, once again, removed the B. And then Waitman is good, but he's 30. We can do better. Or equal, I suppose. Let's not crap on his parade for nothing. 3-year deal worth 73.5. Didn't even need to jump the numbers, so I'm not sure why I did. Wright, on the other hand, probably will need to. I think this will be a good one. If it's not, I'm going to cry. Tears are flying. I said what I said. Base 4-3, we're in. Oh, they tell us what the scheme is. They don't obviously tell us what he wants, because then we'd just change it and do it, which is pretty stupid, because I could literally just go in and do it anyways. It is really dumb, Not looking good, and unfortunately, we will miss the playoffs. 9-8 again, but not good enough, as even the 9-8 Ravens, who we actually just lost to, missed the playoffs. The 7th seed Jets are in at 9-8. We would have won if we would have won. That makes sense. Sounds good to me. The Bengals make the playoffs as the division leaders at, guess what? 9-8. I don't know why this keeps happening to us, but sure. Loper, it's better than... No, it's really not. Gibbs, about the same as last year, but Flowers, on the other hand, had a great year. So at least Flowers is happy. No one else really is happy, though. I guess McCoy is a rookie, 10 sacks, not so bad. Maybe rookie of the year? Maybe. Marlon Humphrey could go to X Factor with 6 interceptions. Bass, I think a little bit better, but still 80%. 51.4 for Waitman, and the kick return stuff is going to be, well, kick return stuff. There's really not going to be much going on there. Trevor Lawrence wins MVP as the Bills quarterback, and we end up winning Rookie of the Year with Loper, so he's a superstar. And then Rookie of the Year with Devin McCoy, who could also, in theory, be a superstar. Best quarterback, obviously not on the list. Too many interceptions. Running back at number 6. Wide receiver, Zay Flowers at number 1. So he's automatically superstar, maybe X Factor. While, Tyler was so close. He was one away. I can't believe Jordan Morgan won it, though. Probably not even deserved either. With that legacy score, tells me that he probably didn't even start. But while we missed the playoffs, we don't miss on the dev-ups. We have at least 3 or 4, maybe more, really big dev-ups. All right, speaking of the Bills, we do have ourselves a Bills Super Bowl with a Bills victory over the Chicago Bears, who were 15-2. Pretty impressive stuff. Let's take a look at the season, or the dev-ups. Didn't get quite the dev-ups I was hoping for. I thought there was a chance that Flowers could have went to X Factor, but you know what? Superstar Dev is perfectly fine. 92 overall. He's developing pretty nicely. And I said I didn't really like our wide receivers before. I like him a little more. I like him a little more now. What is Shakir looking like? He is 85, so fair enough. He's about 26, I imagine. Defensively, McCoy, we talked about it. Ooh, Highsmith as well. I like that. We talked about the chances of McCoy going straight to superstar, and he did. It was not for the right reasons. He ended up getting the duplicate Rookie of the Year award win. I'm not going to argue against it. We've had dev-ups, or non-dev-ups, I should say, that we've not fixed when we should have. So obviously I'm not going to, lower it when we get something we shouldn't, in theory. Of course, we do see the Levante Davis retires, but still got some really strong linebackers, with Justice already being the same overall as Wilson. Do need a free safety, but I suppose Kelly did get to a 70, so it's serviceable. Corner's also up there. So looking at the future here, DT2, middle linebacker, corner, probably free safety, and then honestly, not a whole lot more. I think we're in an okay spot. I would love to get that dev up for Gibbs, but hey, very good overall. He's playing all right. Could, in theory, re-sign Rook and Orlando Brown, but I think if I was going to do anyone, it would probably be Orlando. But I think there's a chance we get better in free agency. So, this is year 3 now. I think there could be somebody there in free agency. So we're going to take a chance. Orlando's okay, but he's not that high of an overall anyways. Get Bradford, move him over there. I don't know. Left tackle, we were wrong. We took the chance. The chance was dead wrong. We do need a middle linebacker. Maybe C.J. Mosley, even as a one-year guy, just as a precaution. We need a new kicker. We'll find one of those. But, yeah, still a little bit weak in the free agency class, which I'm a little surprised by. I thought we'd see a couple more better names, something in the 84-plus range, but not really seeing that. Oh, Kinchins, I suppose. He's slow as hell, but I don't know if EA really cares about that for that position. Speed, maybe they don't really care for safety. I don't know, but we'll see. Maybe we go for him. He's got potential. It's just that speed is so bad. We don't get Mosley, but we do get Kinchins, I suppose, as far as how I usually draft. It's a bit easier for me to find a linebacker than it is a freaking safety. So, yeah, I'm fine with that. Let's take one quick look at what we need before we head in to the scouting and then draft process. So we need a left tackle, but obviously we have plenty of options. Like maybe Will Fries wants to play left tackle. He's 6'6", 309. It's pretty prototypical size for a prototypical 6'4", 6'5" range, but the weight's there. So, I mean, Will Fries, the left tackle, why the hell not? Offensive line is sorted automatically, but I would like to still do more. Receivers, all that I think is fine. Loper goes to a freaking 83 after year one. That's why you get those rookies and you start them, man. They win Rookie of the Year, and it's Jover. The league is done. Corner, number one. Let me not number one, but up there. Cornerback, middle linebacker, safety. It's really all defense. It's like 90% defense. So we're sitting at pick 17. Cornerback's one of our bigger needs. A couple of wide receiver options up there. I don't know where did any of them go? I think one of them went. Scott of the wide receiver. But to say, Scott of the wide receivers a little bit more. I didn't really know if I was going to like anyone. But Earl, I don't know where Earl came from, but Earl's like a god. And then we have Phelps. He's like not even one of the best corners. I've seen the other guys. We didn't know much about Phelps, so I scouted him further. We have Joel Short, top 5 true. I mean, how do I pass on top 5 true? We have Russell as well. I mean, top 5 true is top 5 damn true. Also, who the hell is this? There's 2 linebackers with an A-man and zone. Is that common? I feel like that's not very common. There's some pretty good players here. What do I do? Because Shakir is good. Do I really need Flemings? I don't know. And if I don't trade down, I'm not going to have enough for all the other players. I'm going to trade at 27 because I really wish it would offer me something better. I'm going to go to the Vikings. They're literally the exact team with 27. I don't know how that's even possible. They're the first team that shows up when I say that, but going to go to the Vikings, see what we can do. I've got to assume one of those players is going to be there, right? Like, what are the odds that like 5 of our 1-2s all go before we have a chance? I don't feel like those odds are very high. Let's see what we got. Can we at least get 59? Ooh, we can get both. So yeah, I don't know. Their like auto trade was kind of ass. I think they're willing to give up more, but they're like, you know what? Maybe he's not paying attention. Let's steal one on him. And maybe not. It is still kind of costly here. We're probably gonna have to give up that 4th this with potentially a 6th as well. We are moving up a little bit with that 4th by doing this. So I'm kind of willing to, keep that 3rd on there because I'm still getting a little bit of a trade up. Stop it. That's all I can say is just stop it. I mean, take one of these guys. I mean, Jamison Crowder. No, I actually don't want to lose Jamison. I was a 63 overall, but no, don't, please. I don't want this to happen. Here, I could actually probably keep a 6th round doing this. There you go. Last second quick trade. Speed rebuilds. Do they need to come back? I don't know. That trade kind of got me thinking. Fryer, Weston. I mean, if the wide receiver's there, right? I've got to take him. But, I mean, I'm going to be real. I traded down because I was expecting to get the corner. But we'll see. Whoever's there is there. Please take the wide receiver. Oh, why do they do this? There's a lot of corners still left, so I think I'm taking the wide receiver and then trading up for the corner. I think it's the only thing that makes sense. Earl Flemings, 6'3", a little bit of speed, top 5 true. Number 4 in true. Hidden Dev on top of it. I was thinking there's going to be a good chance he's normal at 76, 77 overall is worth it. Nope, he's also hidden dev, so looking like a pretty good pick to me. We're down to like 2 of the corners, I think. I would obviously want... I didn't even see who that was. I gotta actually look at my board. I'd obviously want Russell the most because I see, the A and the B, but... Oh, is he gone? Are we really down to just McCord? I didn't really like McCord too much. Well, I've sold a little bit, okay? I will be honest. I've made a bad decision. I'm still going to trade up, though. With the Buccaneers, they must have taken Russell at 32 then, huh? Jalen Hyatt 49 to move up, 16 spots? Jalen Hyatt's actually a 78 overall. He's kind of valuable. So with that pick, we're going to take the chance on cornerback Christopher McCord. Really kind of a slot corner, but these have been, historically, for me at least, good hidden dev players. So let's hope that's going to continue the trend. 25 Truths, good promise. And yeah, hidden dev player. I mean, cornerback 2, how do you do? And then we move on to basically the third round, where we are going to be taking, I think, pretty early here, Jeremiah Douglas. He's around 1 true. I imagine, he'd go like pick 6 to 10 range, so why not just get it over with? And he is 19 true. He is hidden. Okay, I was worried because a lot of these linemen that are like, their true talent looks good, they for some reason have normal dev. I really should have probably slowed it down a little bit, maybe went for one of the linebackers. I'm still feeling like one of them will be there, barely. Remind you, Darren Crawford, super speedy. Do we land ourselves another guy like last draft? Seemingly did. I don't know if he's going to be an X factor, but seemingly basically the same result. And I mean, we've done a pretty good amount of trade up, so why not for the first time in a while do a trade down? I would love to get a third or even a second round next year if possible, but I don't think that's going to happen. At least the Eagles are giving me something worthwhile, right? They're giving me a 4th on top of the 3rd. Like, why would I give up my 3rd now for a 3rd round pick 2 years from now? That makes 0 sense. Like, it's stupid. The Eagles are actually offering me what would be fair comp. So, I mean, the Eagles get the trade. What can I say? They could be the Super Bowl winners, and I'd still feel satisfied. Can't say the same for everyone else, though. We need a punter and a kicker, but I'm going to just draft kicker, and whatever happens, happens. Unless I see a good punter, I'll check both. All right, here's the 77 overall for Mr. Earl Fleming. It's going to be wide receiver 2. He is actually built to play wide receiver 2. Shakir is, maybe a little bit better as a number 3 anyways. So 1, 2, 3, it'll be fine. We'll have a good trio, and he is sadly only star. I'm liking number 11 for him. I don't know. I'll just put him in level 11. I'm just going to let it happen. Christopher McCord, 74 overall, hidden. These are the types of corners that I would see superstar on, but the fact that he's even hidden at all is a nice touch. Not going to be superstar, unfortunately, but he'll be number 2 corner. Douglas, I don't even know what's going on with our offensive line at this rate. I grab a guy that has a high talent, true talent grade, and I just let everything else work from there. Star dev for him. And then we did have a middle linebacker who might just stay a middle linebacker. We need one because of the retirement of Levante Davis. Did I call him Levante Davis 100 times? Are they Levante David? And star dev for the middle linebacker. Not going to be X factor like the guy we had. I don't know if there was anyone else we wanted, right? Like there was the wide receiver. Oh my God, who the hell is this? 83 overall, Keelan Goings. Literally, injury sucks, but literally another Mike Evans. Like, he's almost the exact same build and everything. Same style, everything. Dev, only star. Yeah, makes sense, 83 overall. I mean, can't really get much lower than that. It's obviously very fair to be star with that really low overall. So look at the corner. It was Russell at 32. Hidden dev as expected, 6'3". This would be a bit of a devastating one, especially in a user league. You lose 5 inches of height, you lose a little bit of speed, and potentially dev, which you don't, but still could have been. Here we go with Season 3. We're an 86 overall, so, I mean, we should be very playoff primed every year. We now have an 83 overall quarterback at the start of the season, so that's probably going to help quite a bit. New wide receiver 2 with a lot of potential. Tight end, he's 79 overall. He is normal, though. O-line, we definitely need to invest a little bit heavier into this offseason coming up, but still a couple of decent pieces there that are, long-term. Linebackers look pretty good. Corners look pretty good. D-line, we need to do DT2. Free safety, Kinchins is going to be starter. Not as many replacements to come here. Maybe it's time to change the scheme again because it's not really working out. Gibbs wants $1 billion, so that's exactly what he's going to get. A 5-year 97.5. This running back is a hard position to get. Shakir, even though he's not the starter anymore, we're going to try to keep him around. I want a trio of goons. We get a trio of goons to stick around for a little bit longer. Bradford, I think we can do better on, but if I can do a 1 year around that evaluation, I'm going to, and we do. 66 mil, and most of the guys left, if not all of them, are backups. So, yeah, bye-bye. I guess we'll keep Behringer as well for a 3-year deal. We're 7.5 be goated. Nice. So we were 6 and 7. I decided, you know what? I have not really used the Cowboy scheme. I'm going to try it out, and nothing changed. It's just the exact same trajectory of going 1 negative is how we finished. Obviously, if we go with the Chiefs, we just win every game, and I'm trying to change it up a little bit. I want to use that Dallas scheme, see what it's like. Didn't get a full year out of it, though, so we might have to give it a try again. Loper was worse than last year, in my opinion, arguably. Like, arguably. Like, very weak argument, but arguably. Only because he was a rookie last year. So the improvement should have been vast. It was an improvement. He was more efficient, higher rating, but it just wasn't vast for my liking, right? You take away the, if we had less picks in rookie year, that's the big change. Yeah, I don't think it's enough. Gibbs was ass in this new scheme. Flemings was great at least. The scheme is terrible. Highsmith doesn't care though. Highsmith 23.5. He's cooking. McCoy was worse. Shade was worse. Interceptions weren't very impressive. And Fairbairn, one of the best kickers in the game at this rate. He had like 96 kick power, 90 accuracy, missed 7 kicks. He's the 4th ranked kicker. What are we doing? Digging a couple of award wins, though. Defensive Player of the Year with Highsmith. Offensive Rookie of the Year with Flemings. Defensive Rookie of the Year with Crawford. And that's definitely the closest we're going to see. I guess Highsmith as well, but big deal. Not bad. The defense had its day. Flemings going to be a superstar, which is cool. But, yeah, as a 90 overall missing the playoffs, that sucks. Deek. Give me someone goated. Free agency's still weak. I know a lot of teams have money. We all have money. We're all freaking loaded. Just like real life, obviously. But the free agency group is terrible again. Maybe I look at a tackle because I did keep Bradford. I don't even need a tackle. I need nothing here. Did we look at our dev-ups? I don't think we did. We have Flemings going to superstar. He's an 85 overall already. And then looking at the defense, did we get any dev-ups here? Crawford was only star, right? So I think he just went up to superstar, which makes sense. He just won Rookie of the Year. Superstar and linebackers. So our linebackers are actually looking pretty damn good right now. Also, did I see what I thought I saw? Brother. You had a whole year as the starting free safety, and all you could do was get slower. It was already only 85 speed. He's basically a fullback with no blocking ability. That's crazy. I don't want to make fun of his skills, because maybe he actually is a good blocker. I don't know, but he's literally a fullback. What are you doing? Oh my god, he'd still beat me in a foot race by 2x, but still, wow. So we might need a safety. All right, we have pick 16, positions of need. We absolutely need a defensive tackle. We need a safety most likely, and then 2 O-linemen wouldn't hurt, but a DT, number 1 on the list. We have 2 DTs that are actually round 1 projected. Scouted both of those guys pretty nicely. What are we looking at? So I'm not really liking either of them as a true dude to take. I suppose arguably Fisher, Huffman, I don't really know. They're both pretty similar. Ironically enough though, Grove looks the best. The guy that doesn't have the round 1. So I don't know what to tell you. Is he 1-2 though? He is 1-2. Well, either way, we're going to be trading about 22, 25, because that should give us, either first pick or second or third pick. We'll be right there. So, we'll have a good chance to keep all that, keep ourselves in the conversation. I like this trade from the Rams. 24 is pretty good. We get a second next year, some fifth and whatnot. Let's see what the Rams decided to take. They take a quarterback, so they trade up for a QB. Could have probably asked him for more. That's fine. As we look like we probably will get our DT. If not, we'll trade up again. Oh, there's one of them, in fairness. I don't think that was the other one, but I'm going to make sure. I don't remember that name. Rab? It is not. It's Grove and Fisher. Let's take a look. Take a gander. And, okay, so we're going to have one of the two. And it will be Fisher. So, I was likely going to be taking Fisher anyways, so the fact that we get an extra second-round pick for the future that hopefully won't need, maybe this will be the year, is added on nicely. Really athletic. These are the types of players I like to grab, so I'm hoping for the best. 19 true. Hidden dev. There you go. Strong. Got some speed. He's big. That's a pick. That is a draft pick. And then I have a bunch of safety types. I didn't really like anyone too specific. I'm going to just move on to 16. And, Kinchins, even though his overall didn't really go up, he's good. He's good, right? Sharpton was that one of my safeties. Let's take a look at what we got. So we have 5 safety options. Let's take a look at if we want any of them. A couple of B's and A in there. Got ourselves anyone decent? This guy looks the best, right? Graham, he had the A awareness, I'm thinking as well. He's not that fast, though. That's what I worry about. Are we about to really just grab another Kinchins? He looks the best. He's got the best zone and all that, but the guys that are really slow usually are ass. And with that being said, I don't know if I want ass. C-zone coverage usually doesn't seem to matter too much. A pursuit, some hit power, some block shed, some tackling. Play rec's a little bit lower. Winters, huh? Don't know his awareness. So Winters are rolling. I kind of like rolling a bit. Rolling might be my guy. So decently fast, not super athletic, but definitely way faster than Graham. And then let's take a look at Winters, who is also a 21-year-old. A hit power. I mean, he's a little bit faster. Kind of. I like the other guy more, but I'm taking Courtney Winters. Ooh, hidden though. 100 true talent, but hidden dev. That's all that matters. Yeah, I mean, that was a risky one. It was a close call. Let's move on to the next round. I have, I guess an offensive lineman. Wouldn't hurt. We have 2 third-round picks. Also, we have a couple of decent tight ends in there. I'm not saying we need one, but there's some decent tight ends in here. Johnson was insanely fast. Reed, pretty fast. Thank you, I suppose. Then we move on to Winslow. 4.63, fair enough. And then we go to Johnson, who is blazing fast. I can't pass on him, right? Maybe not right now. Maybe a little bit. Could use O-line. O-line stinks. It's terrible. They're all short. I don't like it. I really don't like it. Linebacker, I don't need. So, what the hell do I do? Do I take Gerard at an A finesse? I don't like this. I really, honestly, which is crazy, I have all these linebackers scouted because they're really fast. And I was like, if there's no safety options, I'm just going to take one of these guys. Spellman, even though I don't really need a linebacker, maybe that's the guy. Maybe we end up replacing Wilson. So I'm going to take Donnell Spellman. I like the athleticism. 31 true. Hidden dev. Slower than you'd expect because he is that outside linebacker role. So that left side eliteness is kind of a lie at times. I'm going to try to trade to the end of this round if I can and then grab the tight end. I don't really even need him, but I mean, I'd take him, right? The Vikings at least are giving me something. These other teams are offering me. There you go. These other teams are offering me, and I'm like, hey, you want to trade down for a flea? It's like, no, I'll be keeping that pick. Thank you very much. Any of the linemen that I don't think are very good still there? I mean, we got a day 3 who is 6'2". Got day 3 that is 6'2". I like the tight end Keenan Johnson, so I mean, if he's hitting, it's going to make things a little weird. Okay, yeah. He's the starting tight end. True talent 1. That's 77 minimum, likely 78 plus. 79. I'm going to say 79. I'm going to guess 79 overall. That's the starting tight end. What a guy. 6'6", 88 speed. If you need a tight end in a user class, this is a guy going top 15, if you have that pick, of course. Let's move on to the next round and let's trade up with the Buccaneers, get ourselves an lineman. We trade away 2 7th-round picks with our 4th-round pick to move up about, I don't even know, was that 12 spots. Either way, we're going to be grabbing a lineman. Might even go for the other guy, even though he's undersized, because we have these extra picks. The DT is also kind of interesting, but I think if I was going to choose one, it'd probably be Darren Hill because he has the higher true talent. Please be hidden. Not that I really need him. 74 true, hidden dev. Little undersized, but he is a guard, so we can play him at guard. I'm not actually going to trade up. If there's a guy there, I'm going to take him. If they're not there, whatever. These are all backups that I'll probably never see the light of day. Another linebacker. All the other guys went, which is kind of sad, but athletic, so Mike Perriman's going to be the next choice. 59 true. Another hidden dev linebacker. So yeah, linebacker's not a concern. Peyton Wilson's got to be getting nervous, though. Daryl Barton, elite athlete with a bunch of C's. I didn't go down that far for corner, but looks good to me. Normal dev, athlete. Very good depth, I think, in my opinion. Then we got a pretty good trade off the Broncos. Is that the trade we want? Oh, we're getting a 4th off the Saints, though. 4th is always going to win. 4th off the Saints, Falcons, or Cowboys. I think the Falcons are the worst of the bunch so far. Pretty sure. Seen the Saints obviously win a Super Bowl, so definitely not them. Then with this pick, I'd like to move this down to the 7th round if we can get 2 picks there, get a punter and a kicker. We actually don't need a punter, but the kicker would be definitely interesting. This isn't quite what I wanted, but this is about as good as I'm going to get. I'm going to get an extra pick for next year, and then I'm going to get, moving down slightly to just take that kicker. We're high overall. We added some more players. The tight end was good. 78 overall, automatic starter. Sorry, Langford, you're not the guy. Got ourselves a more athletic guy with actual hidden dev without even having to play 2 seasons. And, of course, he's huge. He's the true talent 1. This guy's goated. What do we got? Superstar. Good pick. And then we got Fisher, who really doesn't have much pass rush ability, but he's also not terrible. 69 power, 69 finesse, decently athletic, 90 strength. I was expecting a little more. I know he had the bad pass rush ratings, but I thought it was because there were so many good players in front of him. Oh, superstar, though. I think that's going to be a good pick. Compared to the other ones, at least. Obviously, we know it's a good pick. He's already good. Winters was hidden dev, but he is only a 71 overall. Very raw. decent enough speed to get it done. But yeah, definitely a little bit of a weird build. Let's take a look at... We didn't even look at his dev. What am I doing? I want to see the dev. Automatic starter, you know? So it doesn't really matter to check their dev. Still to this day, we have... It's rare, but we do see a couple of comments, you know, talking about how checking the devs ruins it. I'm not really... Once again, I don't know the logic. Maybe someone else can tell me out there. How does it ruin it if we're going to find out anyways, and the players we're talking about were either starting guaranteed or benching guaranteed? I don't remember the last time we've seen the dev of someone and it's changed our mind. You know, like knowing the dev of that quarterback, obviously, you know, that we only had him at the quarterback spot, but like he was automatically starting no matter what. That's why I traded Penix, you know? If I decided to keep Penix, I would have started him no matter what, you know? So it's kind of pointless. I don't really know why anyone cares, but I'm curious. I'm always wondering, you know, wanting to know people's perspectives. Maybe there's a reason. Obviously, in a user franchise, you're using them. Sure, I guess. But at the same time, you know, in like an online league like our Saints franchise, everyone's checking the devs of their guys. So it's kind of like a slight disadvantage not to. But I could obviously get away with not doing it as well. I could easily just not show it. But, you know, I like to do it in that league because everyone else is doing it. But for the offline leagues, I will not look. All right? I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it, but we're doing it. It's happening. We're using the Chiefs offense. This team, as a 90 overall, has been too good to be missing the playoffs as consistently as they have. We have a solid-looking team. I don't want to hear it. We are doing the Chiefs scheme. We're going 15-2. We're winning a Super Bowl. Year 4 Super Bowl. Game over. Won 101 mil cap space. Brian Branch is a goated safety. I'm not losing him. I'm going to try to go cheaper on him. Bumped up the bone. I hate that he knows. He knows what I want to do. Bradford's still so young. I mean, he keeps accepting the... If he keeps accepting the 1 years, I'm going to do it, but not going to happen. A lot of the backups are going to be gone, but we'll be fine. We could also probably try to trade off maybe one of those linebackers for somebody. So not quite 15-2, but a pretty damn good season as we go 13-4, the number 2 seed with the, ironically enough, Chiefs that go 15-2. They're like, yeah, but the Chiefs scheme is going to go 15-2. You're just not going to be a part of that, buddy. I also don't know what it is about J.J. McCarthy in game, but he is just goated. I don't know what it is. He's just insane. I mean, the Falcons scheme, every time I use it, it's okay. It doesn't put up those kind of numbers. Maybe it is a different scheme. Maybe it's a different OC. Loper with the Chiefs, always dependable. That offense, it's just the goated scheme. Gibbs, he's good, but for a guy that's like damn near a 99 overall with all this speed, like Gibbs is scary in real life. In game, meh, you know? DeAndre Swift, that's all I'm going to say. Flemings, that's an X factor. Unbelievable amount of touchdowns. Johnson, over 1,000 yards. Flowers, just under 1,000 yards, but double-digit touchdowns. Shakir was pretty good, considering he's the number 3, technically 4th receiving option. O-line, we gave up 10 sacks with a center. What the hell? McCoy was great. Highsmith was great again. McCoy could be an X factor. McCoy is one of those guys, let me tell you. He's a good player. Got 2 decent special teams numbers. Kicker, punter, and then, of course, we took a look at McCarthy, wins MVP. Loper, number 7, so at least we're making the list. Flemings wins Rookie or Offensive Player of the Year as a wide receiver. Highsmith, Defensive Player of the Year again. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to the tight end, which is, he's already a superstar, so nothing. Fisher, number 4. Winters at number 7. Best QB at number 5. Best running back at number 7. Best wide receiver at number 1. O-line at 3. D-line at 1 and 2, which is goated. Best edge in the league. Arguably real life as well. And then Humphrey at number 2 with kicker number 5. Kicker, Mr. Dicker. All right, 10-7 Miami Dolphins. We obviously have them beaten overall. Look at the scores. Really quick scores there. It's 14-7 now. 17-7 now. Halftime score still 17-7. 20-7. 20-14. 26-14, missed the 2-point conversion. It would seem the defense holds on and we will win. Felt like a really long game. For a game that like it was so much scoring in the first quarter, there was no scoring in the rest of the game, and the clock was just stopped. Not a great performance from either quarterback. You know, Stroud had the more yards, but lesser completion percentage, and Loper, it's like he played 1 quarter and then benched or something. Huge run for Gibbs, which is the reason why he's at 6.9 yards per carry on 118. Dobbins was completely locked down. Receivers, you know, a couple of 40s and 50s here and there, mainly 20s though. Pass rush, 1 sack for Highsmith, Fisher, Wyatt, McCoy, and Shade, mainly on our side. No interceptions, no missed kicks. And we're moving on to the divisional round. Can't be the Chiefs, which is a good sign, but yeah, I was about to say can be the Bills. See who the Bills had to play. Please tell me it was someone like really bad. The Chargers, they've been okay in sim. Not great though. Lawrence has been good in sim though. I don't like it. I do not like it. Win or lose, you know, you got the Chiefs next. So if it's us winning, I mean, probably losing that round. But we are 5 overalls higher. So let's not be too negative. There is a shot. Going to the end of the game. Pittsburgh up 3. Buffalo now up 4. Buffalo now up 11. Big drive, but no scores. That's the problem. This team, I've seen these sims. I don't know why they happen. But you have these sims where you drive down the field, you get nothing. You drive down the field, you get nothing. You drive down the field, you get nothing. And then you lose the game. But Connor Green with a go-ahead field goal chance misses a pretty easy chip shot. And now we're on the other side, wasting a lot of clock and scoring touchdowns. 2 minutes left, though. The Bills, known for quick scoring, are from the 16-yard line. What's happening? The clock is moving. They have timeouts. He's going to take a shot, and it's dropped, but it was in his hands. JSN needs to catch that. I just want to participate. I wanted to see what's up, you know? I didn't expect things to be going the way they did. They brought a lot of blocker. Oh my God. They're going to get a timeout with 3 seconds left. This is insane. What the hell? How did they get that ball off so quick? They're going to tie this game. Maybe worse. They might go for 2. Who knows? And they're going to get it, dude. Wow. I can't believe they clutched up that. They're going for 2. They're going for MF and 2. Somebody get in here. Oh, my. This is going to be a touchdown, 100%. Oh, maybe. We're out there. Oh, what a cut attempt. He's not going to get it. The Bills had a moment, and they choked. We're headed to the championship round. Wow. I'm trying to think back. Like, I don't really see the AI go for that too often. But they did. These playoffs are going to be very interesting because obviously the NFL has been more risky than ever before. You know, the amount of, like, 4th down go-fors, even, like, you know, 4th and 6, 4th and 10 at times, because it's like, well, oh, my God, their kicker was terrible. Well, we're at the 42-yard line. We're just out of field goal range. Why try it? You know, you wouldn't see those back in the day. It would shock teams, like, 40 years ago. But, like, now the playoffs, we're talking playoffs. Do you take that risk? It's hard to go home on a failed 2-point conversion. You know what I mean? Like, even if your defense has been ass, I still think you just play for overtime, you know? Like, especially for the fans, it's way more fun that way. You know, although, I mean, it's definitely life-shortening for most of us, but, you know, it's worth it. Who wants to live till 80? Like, really, genuinely, who wants to, you know? 43, it's okay with me. I don't freaking know. Who do the Chiefs play? They beat the Broncos by 12, and then they beat the Steelers by about 17. I mean, what? Let's go in, though. Let's see it. Chiefs. I mean, we basically are the Chiefs, right? We got their scheme on offense. Who is their quarterback? Do we even know? I think it was it Goff? I don't remember who the hell it was. I'm going to remember as soon as I see it, though. It's Bryce Young. I remembered. Like I said, I will remember if I see it. 10-0, not a bad start. Chiefs will not go away, though. Let's be real. And just like that, it is. Nope, it's not a tied game. 10-6. Our offense has had a chance to put this game away and just hasn't taken it. 5-point game. Huge drive, up by 12. This is the exact touchdown to pick ratio our rookie quarterback who has a chance to go to the Super Bowl here had in his rookie year. 5-point game, you hold the possession, you win. Not going to hold the possession. A touchdown wins it. The defense says no with a pick, and we are headed to the Super Bowl. I really want to know who got that pick because while the offense tried to choke it, the defense choked the Chiefs and win the game. I want to see this desperately. Who did it? Who carried? Of course, we have Bryce Young throwing 2 interceptions. Loper, one of his best performances, maybe the best. Gibbs, very consistent, almost 5 yards per carry. Dalton Kincaid was solid. That scheme fits him perfectly, obviously. And then let's take a look at this defense. Who is the hero? I don't genuinely know. Was it a touchdown that happened? I don't think it was, but one of these guys is a hero. Okay, you know what? I'm desperate to know who the hell it actually was physically. It was Brian Branch. Pro Bowl. The Super Bowl wasn't like crazy. It was the Saints, dude. I was about to say it wasn't like crazy, like OP teams, but Yeah, the Saints, who have an okay sim scheme, but more importantly, they have, I believe, Lamar Jackson. Did they have to play all the way through? They did. They beat the Bears by 6, beat the Falcons by 3, beat the Niners by 22. I don't know about our chances here. It's a little concerning. A little bit. Not a lot, but just a little bit. You got the Steelers here with, what are we, 93 overall. Loper goes to X Factor. Johnson goes to X Factor. Flemings goes to X Factor. We've got a team. We've got ourselves a team. What overall is Flemings now? 88? He is an 93. Wow, really? Okay, I mean, we know Playmaker is the GOAT. We know it's very good. What was the XP that he got? Yeah, I mean, I suppose you're getting 20k XP on that, and you're gaining like 10 to, not 10, 1 to 2,000 a week. It adds up, especially when, once again, it's not Playmaker apparently. I don't know, Deep Threat. It's really good upgrading, though. Flemings looks unbelievable. And then, of course, we have the tight end, Johnson, who is already an 88 himself. Once again, starting as a superstar, the rookie XP. You see so many players that just don't dev up like that, So you just got to get those rookies, got to have a good season, and, especially with high dev to start, you could glow up instantly. Nice. We got ourselves a dev up for Marlon Humphrey, probably the number one dev up we needed across the entire board, as he's already 31 years old. If we have to do another season because we don't win a Super Bowl here, it is going to be important for the anti-regression. And then, of course, McCoy, as expected, 16 and a half. I can't remember which one it was. Sacks on the year. Gets him to X Factor, basically 99 everything. That finesse, man. They got a nerf playmaker, they got a nerf finesse, but at the same time, it's super fun. So please don't, EA, stop it. Don't take my advice. Either way, here it is, the Saints. The Super Bowl on the line. They have a 90 overall team, which is really high. I worry. One thing I will say, though, I'm very impressed with how Highsmith has played. Some really good seasons here. 7-3, Saints are looking good. Our defense is good. Our offense just isn't. Offense had a lot of chances. They get a 3-point lead with a touchdown. It's another 3-point lead after they tie it up. It's now a 4-point deficit, driving down for another 3-point lead. The Saints do not continue the drive. It's 3rd and inches. You got to convert. You do. Holding the ball here wins the game. 4th and 5, they can't. The Saints are going to have plenty of time here to drive down for the game winner or the tie, but they throw a pick to Marlon Humphrey, and we're going to win the Super Bowl. Marlon Humphrey and Brian Branch both combining for picks last game to win the game. Marlon Humphrey does it this time. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, with pick 32 every round, drafted by the CPU, will be winning a Super Bowl. Of course, not a bad draft by the CPU. Let's get that straight. Of course, after the first 5 to 10 picks, it really fell down hard. It was not good. But that being said, some of the other picks, they were really good. Gibbs and Highsmith and Branch and this and that, all very good players. And, we did have to kind of overcome Michael Penix a little bit, but I kind of wish we would have given him a chance. But Loper was there. He was hidden dev. Had to make the choice. I had to make the play, had to make the trade of Pittman or Penix, and, the rest is history. Super Bowl winning quarterback. Equal performance basically to Lamar Jackson. I'm not really sure what's going on here. A little bit better completion percentage, but a lesser yardage average. So a little weird about that. But Gibbs, his worst game yet, but he's allowed to have one. Najee, not a lot of yards, but a lot of broken tackles. 6 in a game with only 46 yards is kind of crazy. Receivers was pretty tame because both pass attacks weren't great. And then sacks, McCoy killed it 1.5 or 2. And then Ali McNeil with 1.5, and then Newton with a half. A pick for Nate Collins, and of course, Marlon Humphrey with the game effing winner, dude. My boy. Let him cook. And as we are going to head out of this one, we'll show you guys the win-loss. There you go. Pretty clutch. Obviously, we had the Chiefs playbook on offense, but that still is far from enough to just guarantee a win. We literally beat the Chiefs on this run, so say what you will. They had a better record than us. They had the same scheme. It's not guaranteed. There's no guarantees anywhere. Definitely helps, though, I will admit. I'm not going to lie about it. Zay Flowers, obviously, really good development. I got to say, the wide receivers in this one, they developed almost perfectly, right? Look at the juke move as well. They developed exactly how you'd want to. Basically, super balanced. You've got great short ratings for guys that are short route type of guys. And then, Flemings, a little bit of a deeper route guy because he's tall and decently fast. He's got those ratings to reflect it. I mean, this is a really good rebuild. Like the players developed like perfectly. Like it was really good. Jahmyr Gibbs, smaller player. I do still have that in my mind that the smaller players just don't do well in Sim for some reason. I call it coincidence, but it seems like every single Madden, that's the way it is. I don't know. Shakir is one of the outliers here at wide receiver, though. 88 overall with basically no release. Bit disappointing, actually. Let's take a look at Roper, see if he has one of those like blatantly bad, like 75 deep accuracy or something. I mean, 84 when you have 99 almost in every other rating is kind of crazy. No play action either, but athletic, okay throw power. I mean, he's like Jalen Hurts, right? He's basically Jalen Hurts. Johnson, we kind of looked at already. Whip it out. But fast, good at catching, solid route running for a damn rookie. Trucking and stiff arm are insane. 74 truck and 83 stiff arm is wildly high. O-line, I don't really care too much about most of them, but I am curious to see Tyler because he's a 94 overall, which pass block finesse is a little bit lower, but 85 is still one of the best ratings in the league, so very solid player there. We now move on to the defensive side of the ball where we got our brand new safety, Winters. That free safety position just wasn't really developing for us, but, 80 zone coverage, he's getting there. He will get there sooner or later. As we move over to Brian Branch, who obviously, with the help of Marlon Humphrey, these last two games, kind of saved the game. Saved the season, got us to a Super Bowl with his interception heroics late. The athleticism isn't crazy, but the smarts, the coverage, it all is. Very good player, obviously. As we move on now to the linebackers, Peyton Wilson. Let's take a look. Hopefully, he didn't call him Peyton. I don't know, Willis? Who the hell would I even say? I knew that was going to happen too, which is fair because, he is kind of that hybrid edge type. But for us, we don't need an edge rusher at linebacker. We need a freaking coverage guy, a block shed guy. That's not what we got. I'm a little surprised he didn't get higher block shed with the speed rusher upgrade, but still, Tyler Justice, amazing coverage. This is what I was talking about with maybe looking for a linebacker that can play safety. Is 6'2", 227 with that speed? We could have looked in-house. Justice could have played a safety, but I'm glad he played linebacker because, he was really solid there. Darren Crawford, another guy that probably could play safety if you really wanted to. Him too. No, press, but athletic enough. Big, but not like I've never seen a safety that big before big. You know what I mean? He's not 6'4", 250. So, usable still. Marlon Humphrey, obviously, clutch up, dev up. Did he go down in... No, he didn't go down in ratings, maybe at the wait a week. I can't remember, but obviously the corner one. I knew at 28 years old, he's perfectly fine. I'm not too worried about it, so glad to see that he was as good as expected. McCord developed really nicely, really good press, solid man coverage, zone's decent enough as well. And then we move on to the D-line. Highsmith, the 94 overall, 30-year-old. Once again, basically 99 on everything, athletic as well, 85 speed, a little bit faster than I actually thought he was going to be. Don't really pay attention to his ratings too much, but I thought he was like an 83 type in game. McCoy, though, 92 overall. We kind of looked at his ratings already. He's basically 99 on everything as well. Pretty athletic enough, at least, especially with that Excel. Kind of wish you could balance those a little bit, too, maybe to make it like 86, 87 both. Obviously, that's not how it works. Kirk Shade, not the type of player we are looking for because he's a nose tackle type, but good finesse, good power move, good block shed, smart ratings. He's a good player, so... That's my thing is, even if they're not fully a scheme fit, if they're a good player, I'm going to take them. Dante Fisher, see if he got any pass rush. He did. 80 finesse, 83 block shed after year one of basically having 69 in power and finesse. Is a bit of a glow up. 11 ratings. Could get even higher, obviously, the following year. And then special teamers were all over the place. No one we really committed to other than sort of the punter late on. And that's going to be it for this Fantasy Draft Challenge rebuild. If you guys enjoyed this one, you want to see more rebuilds like it, maybe subscribe, maybe leave a like on the video. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel PK Plays Now Madden content. And let me know in the comment section below if you have a challenge idea of yourself, of your own, and maybe that'll be the next video to be featured comment. Maybe. We'll see. Anyways, not sure the plan. Tomorrow, maybe another one. I don't freaking know. Regardless, thanks for watching. I hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video... See ya. And then, of course, as usual, shout out to the members of the channel. Appreciate you guys a ton. And if you're out there wanting to become a member, especially for that exclusive members-only rebuild we're going to be doing once a month starting on the 15th of this December, click the join button next to subscribe, and there should be all the details. There lies in. And that's about it. Once again, member or not, appreciate you all watching. Hope Hope you enjoy the, if this is coming out on Sunday or Monday, your weekend, or hope you had a good weekend, whatever. Anyways, until next video, see ya.